We're going to build one of the greatest Halloween games and districts you've ever seen. All right, should we do this?
Yeah.
We should.
Let's go. G'day everyone and welcome to the Halloween episode on the Lotus SMP. We've been busy. You would have seen in the opening time lapse that we've been doing a bit of terraforming, I guess you could say, a bit of transforming, a bit of creating our very own biome right here in the savannah behind our base. So now when you're in our base, that's our view so far. There will be a little bit more that will stick up from behind that stuff, but that's our view. As you would have seen in the intro, Whaley Jebs is here as a special guest on Lotus. She's here to help us build this, as she has also been one of the massive helpers who's helped to design this. This is going to be a bit of a game, a little bit of a Halloween game for the rest of the Lotus, I don't know, what are we, petals, I guess? For the rest of the petals. So they're going to come across here, across the bridge that Shaden made. They'll enter through the main entrance, which will be over here. They'll walk over the pathway, and they're going to be immersed in this beautiful world that we're going to create over here. Now, you'll notice that we have an extremely dense dead forest over here, and that's by design, because when you're walking through this area, we want you to lose the world around you. So by having it so dense, as you walk through, you can't see too much past it. You're a little bit lower. Even over there's a bit of a jungle, but you can't really notice it that much, even though it's super green. And while you can see parts of it as they glimpse through, it's just not that much, and it's just going to help them get immersed in the Halloween goodness without all the distraction of the rest of the biomes around, and and without noticing that there's a desert over here and a jungle over there, and I don't know what that is. And these giant boulders, they work really well as a bit of a spoiler wall. As they come through from the portal over here, they can't really see what's behind there until they get in. So it's going to be a really great experience for everyone who gets involved. There's still a ton of work to do. You can see we still got to do the blending of the terrain out here. Over this side, you can see we haven't even started on the trees yet. Shade and I started on this end with the trees, and we've been working our way around slowly, and I mean very slowly. This is several hours of work, just all these trees, one at a time, custom trees, many thousands of them. And you can see that we've just sort of started over this side, and we're going to be working our way through that. If we pop over here, you can see that there's a few holes that we've got dug out. We've got a hole there, we've got this weird trench, we've got more trench going there, more trench going here, another massive hole over here, and all of this is going to be filled with redstone. And when I say filled, I really mean like there's going to be a lot of redstone in here. And every one of these other little holes, they are all for redstone. There's going to be a little game for everyone to play, and it's going to be called Trick or Treat. But more on that later. Because for now, what we have to do is we have to start building all the redstone. There's a lot of redstone to be done. I've got a little area here where I've set up a bunch of blocks. I've got all my different redstone supplies, and I mean, it is a lot of redstone. I did say a lot of redstone. All of this redstone is needed. Look at all those repeaters. That is a lot of repeaters. Look at all the pistons. By the time I finish this, I'm going to be all redstoned out. So I'm going to go build some stuff up, and I'll come back when I've got something to show you. So I've done a thing. I've done a little redstone, and look, I promise it is not as complicated as it looks. Let me give you a bit of a quick demonstration on how this whole area is going to work. This entire area is what we're going to call a trick-or-treat game in Halloween Town. You'll enter through the top there, come down the pathway. This is going to be like a cemetery through here, and there's going to be a few other things. As you cross through here, you're going to enter the town, and the town is going to basically fill this entire area that currently has nothing, and it's also going to be sticking up. There's actually a building on top of that rock. There's a building in the middle of this rock and on top of it, and it's going to sort of be snaking all through this area, even out to this area here. That's obviously still to come. All these water lines are connecting up essentially doorbells. That's probably the easiest way for me to say it. So there will be a house here. You'll ring a doorbell and you'll either get trick or treat. And that goes for all of these other areas where you see the water lines leading into. And if you look at this area here, this is probably the most compacted area, but you can see that there's 5 houses just in this little section here, or 6 if you include that one over there. The water lines lead to each one of them. So let me show you how it works. They're going to ring a doorbell. This is just a temporary doorbell. Their doorbell will be on the side of a house. They'll ring a doorbell. When they ring that, this little bit here is the actual doorbell. It'll go ding dong every time. This will travel down here and will go into this dispenser. Now, this dispenser has 3 shovels and 1 emerald. The dispenser will randomly pick one of these 4 slots here to dispense into the hopper. And this comparator, for just a split second, will see what's in there and will push the signal out. If it gets the emerald, it will only do 1 signal strength, and it will go down this line here, and you've won a treat. If you get any of the shovels, it'll give a signal strength of 3, which will come around here and block the win, so the win won't actually happen, and it will trigger the trapdoor. Now, the trapdoor will get triggered by this green line is the timing circuit, the yellow line is the actual mechanism that opens the door. The door will get pulled down and pulled out. I will demonstrate in just a moment, but essentially, if you're standing anywhere from here all the way over to here, you are going to be falling into the pit of death. And there is a lot of these. There are 18 different ways to die, and every single death is unique. So once the door opens, they fall down and they will get killed by whatever is in here. So they'll just drop down. They'll lose a couple of hearts in the fall, but they'll be fine. They won't have armor on and stuff. There's going to be instructions for them there. And then something's going to happen. Now, this one in particular, this is going to have a bunch of dispensers. And I'm not going to tell you what they're going to be doing just yet, but there will be dispensers here. So, ready for a quick demonstration? So they press the doorbell and we'll see if we win or if we lose. That's the doorbell. That's a loss. So you can sort of see. It comes down, pulls open, pushes back in, and closes back up. And there'll be blocks on top of these. You won't see the slime and the honey from the outside. You'll just see the floor as if it was normal floor. Now, bear in mind, because there's 3 shovels and 1 emerald, is a 3 in 4 chance of losing and a 1 in 4 chance of winning. When you get a win and you get a treat, it's going to drop one of these emeralds out. And this one says spec arrows because, well, this one you're going to die from spectral arrows. All right, I said I wasn't going to tell you. Now you know. So that would have dispensed an emerald into the water stream. Now, if we follow this water stream all the way around, we'll notice that it comes down here, comes around this corner, follows down here, comes all the way around here, comes around that loop and comes down here, and it ends up in this chest here. And there's the spec arrows emerald. That chest is literally just a storage area for me, and that tells me how they died. As they come through here, if we watch this here, you'll see that lights up. And did you hear all those ticks? I'll show you again. I'll be quiet. So if you listen for the ticks. So it will bring items from the bottom and will push them up. These are all going to be filled with shulker boxes. Then there's going to be a stack of chests here filled with shulker boxes. There's going to be 300 rewards loaded into this machine. There are 30 players, and I'm expecting them to all get about 10 treats out of the game. So I have to come up with 300 different rewards. Now, some of them are going to be better than others. Some of them might just be, you know, a shulker box with some stone in it. And other ones could be a shulker box with like blocks of iron and things like that. They're not going to be completely chock-a-block filled with items, but they will have lots of items in them. At the end of this, everyone's going to walk away with a ton of new resources. Well, everyone except me and Shaden. We're going to be poor. So I'm going to get back into doing all the redstone out here. While I'm doing that, let's jump back into a time lapse and finish off all these trees and maybe even the ground above the redstone. place is coming along extremely well. The entire forest is now finished all the way around. There was over 2,200 custom dead trees that Shaden and I built. Some of them are not masterpieces, I'll admit, but some of them, look at this. Look at this beauty. If that doesn't say amazing tree, I don't know what does. But the point is that when you're coming through here now, it is this beautiful immersive experience, so you kind of just get closed off from the outside world and you can just enjoy this beautiful town for what it is. We still need to build the entrance over here. We've got this pathway that we come through, and it just gets you engrossed in the entire experience. If you jump ahead over here, we can see where the entrance to the town is going to be. Obviously that platform is not going to stay. That's got to go. Hey, look, there's Shaden now. He's watching me. I waved. Do you reckon he'll wave back? This is what Shaden looks like when he's talking to his camera. Yes. I just want everyone to know that Ozcrafter Sim is the most handsome person on the server. Oh, thanks, Shaden. Shucks. Shaden put a bit of extra time into building all these walls for us today. We've got like the wall that goes around the town. There's still a lot of areas where you can see through, and I want to hide this redstone as quickly as we can. There he is. Look at that. Is that such an elegant flyer? Up here, we've got this beautiful platform, and we've got all the blocks laid out here and over here. So now it's really easy to grab what we need. So if we need the nether bricks or the red nether bricks, they're all going to be in these shulker boxes here. And if we need the blackstone, it's going to be here. So it just makes it a bit easier to sort of, I guess it's like a base central of where we're going to work from. And then we can demolish all of this later on. As far as the redstone is concerned, it is mostly done. I want to say mostly done. It is all of the top areas are done. These are all the doors that are going to drop you down into the death rooms, the kill rooms, if you will. So the door will open, you'll fall down, and then death will become you. What will be in this room? I don't know. We'll leave that until a little bit later in the episode. But we are going to jump into yet another, yes, that's right, another time lapse, because there's so much building to do. Over 200,000 blocks in one episode. It's a lot of work. What Shane and I are going to do now is we're going to build the entire city up in as quickly as we can. All the buildings are going to be in here. Everything is going to get built up, so we have an entire city to work with. So let's jump into the time lapse, and I'll see you when it's done.
I journey through the darkness, through the deepest and the hardest. I wear the scars like tattoos, every single break and bruise, so I know what the cost is. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to bleed. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me. You're walking it like you Goliath, but do you really wanna try it? They tell me that you're 10 feet tall. They tell me you can never fall, but I don't really buy it. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready.
Halloween Town is coming along very, very nicely. We can see some of the buildings are in there now. A lot of the detailing's happening. Over here, Shaden's done a lot more of the blending and sort of trying to get people more immersed in it. So as they come into the town, they start disappearing from the world around. He's going to do quite a bit more out here. But now we have this amazing city around us. Now, have you worked out what this is based on? What sort of theme we have going here? If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch a movie called The Nightmare Before Christmas by Tim Burton. And you'll find these buildings have a very Tim Burton style to them. And behind me, we have Jack Skellington in the sky watching over the town. Oh yeah, that is our moon. I've given us our own moon, so it looks amazing. This was actually made by Jess for us. She's done a fantastic job of designing this. I built it, but she designed it. This is made entirely out of powdered snow with glowstone on the inside. I discovered that if you put any kind of light source behind powdered snow, it shines through. So we can see that this is beautifully lit. Even if we go underneath, it's still perfectly white. And that is exactly what I was going for. So now we have Jack watching over the town. Now that this is mostly complete, I can show you around a little bit. When people enter through here, first thing they're going to want to do is go to this house here. This is the safe house. You set your spawn, you've got some chests to put your stuff in. There'll be some signs and stuff telling them what to do, and then off they go. They're going to have to stand on these platforms when they ring the bell. So they ring the bell and they'll either get a trick or a treat. Uh-oh, that's a trick. If they get dropped down, it's mayhem. Now this one is TNT. If I use free cam to pop out of my body, you can see that we've actually got a whole heap of waterlogged stairs. And by doing that, it's meant that I can have these pretty walls while still being able to blow the place up. Let's get out of here. Now this one's easy. Although it didn't trigger this, it's because I simply haven't loaded up the dispensers. Once I get some TNT in all of these dispensers, it'll be very deadly in here. And we have loads of these rooms. Now over here, we have another blast chamber. Again, with the waterlogged stairs. And you might be thinking, but Sim, there's 18 unique deaths. Why would you have TNT twice? I spent a lot of time designing this in creative. This is going to be a charged creeper launcher and a charged creeper magazine. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to have a magazine filled with creepers ready to go. And every time someone goes in there and dies, a new creeper's going to get loaded, ready to go into the launcher, and boom, they're going to have a bad day. Let me build up the launcher, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. So this is the creeper launcher all built. Let me demonstrate this with a couple of armor stands. So the creeper magazine's going to sit over here, and down there you can see that there's like a little bit of a mechanism. Don't worry about that. I'll talk you through that one later on. But all you need to know is that that's going to push a creeper into this bubble column, and then the creeper will end up getting pushed along and being held back by that piece of glass there. See the glass pane there that I'm pointing at? That's going to hold the creeper back. Now, in the meantime, there's already a creeper sitting in here, and he's being held back by that block of glass right there underneath this piston. Now, when I trigger it, I'm going to simulate a trigger by pressing that button in just a moment. And what should happen, and I say should because I haven't tested it yet to see if I've got all the timings right, but what should happen is this piston should lift up. These two pistons should pull back, which opens the doorway. That slime block, which is attached to a piston behind it, will launch the creeper all the way across the ice and over the person. Over here, we have a dispenser that has a slow falling potion. So right before he gets launched, this is going to put a splash potion of slow falling on him. So you'll fall down, you look up, and then you'll see the creeper slowly falling down on you. It's going to be very quick. Ready? So we press that. The door above us opens, and then look, you see it gets launched, and then it closes back up after itself. And you can see that this pulled back, and now the next creeper is already loaded in there, ready to go. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Something about launching charged creepers at people really makes me happy. Let me build up the magazine over here, and then we'll get some more armor stands, and I'll give you a bit of a better demo of how the whole system is going to work. Welcome to what might just be the single greatest thing ever created in Minecraft. You've seen the charged creeper cannon. Now welcome to the charged creeper magazine. I'm going to jump in free cam to show you this bit better. This is what I like to call the charged creeper magazine. And here's how it works. I bring charged creepers down on this rail, and they get ejected on this activator rail. They go down the water line and fall down the hole here. As they fall down the hole, this observer counts them and keeps them in order. And what we have is we have one creeper that goes in between each of these pistons. So it closes them off. If we go in here, you can see that the creeper can get to here, and then it will stop, and then this will close behind it. So it keeps them all segregated, so we don't end up with a big pile up of creepers all entity cramming. When someone runs the trap, this charged creeper will get shot into there immediately, and then this one will go straight in and is already reloaded. In the meantime, the charged creeper magazine will release a creeper. It will fall down here, get launched up here, end up back up here, and we'll stick a creeper right here waiting to be loaded into the next one. Now, it's really easy to sort of explain, but really hard to understand if you don't know what I'm talking about. So I've got some armor stands here to help demonstrate. So if I put an armor stand here, like it just got ejected out of the minecart, observer counts him, he falls all the way down, goes into place, and if you watch, you'll notice that the piston directly behind him closed up. If I put another one down, you'll see this one will get loaded up straight behind him. All the way down, across, goes in, and then that piston, boom. And this continues on. So if I just keep putting them in one at a time, you can't load them too fast because you have to make sure that piston's going to close behind them. So the fourth one is now in its place. If you watch here, it closes off that gap there and puts the water here ready for the next row. This will hold 16 charged creepers, plus we've got 2 up here, 1 and 2. So that gives us 18 charged creepers in the entire system. And you can see this one, now they're on this level, and they get loaded in, and then it's going to get closed. And you can see it just goes nice and neat. Let me finish loading this, and I'll be right back. So now you can see a Squish Does Craft a Sim because that's how I landed. But now you can see that all of the channels are filled with their armor stands, which obviously these would be charged creepers. Now here's where the true beauty happens. That is just the magazine that holds them in place. So let's launch one off and see what happens. Okay, so we trigger the fail, and what happens? You get the armor stand that goes in. That releases one into there, and I was too slow. You can see the next one's already ready to go. Should we see that again? Let's try and do that again. So this gets triggered. He gets shot off immediately. That one gets released into there. This one gets released. He falls down. He gets launched, shot up the water stream, up here, ready to go. And it just quickly reloads it. I'm just going to quickly run the system over and over again, make sure nothing fails, and I'll let you know the result when I get back. And this is why we test things. I've gone through, everything's gone smoothly, but then this creeper released and just stood there, and then that one released and just stood there, and I realized that I accidentally had a piece of glass there, so it was stopping them from going through. Luckily, these aren't creepers, so it's easy enough for me to clean up without blowing the whole place up. And if you're wondering why I've got the powdered snow here, it actually breaks their fall. So by having the powdered snow there, when the creeper falls, he's not going to take any full damage. As he comes down, he goes down, and that resets his full damage, so then he doesn't take any damage at all. He can go in, load up the system, and be ready to go. Let's take a short break from Halloween Town and head over to the gaming district where another Halloween game has been set up. I've just come here to the gaming district. Looks like we've got a giant pumpkin. I like that. I don't know what any of this is. Put 1 diamond here, take a prize slot. No peeking. I mean, I've got diamonds on me. I guess a diamond on the left, press button to play. Better luck. Dude, I just got some seeds. Oh, yeah. But the main reason I'm here is not for the seeds. It's for this right here. We got a pumpkin. We got a little pumpkin basket, actually. If you look carefully, you'll see, yeah, it's a little basket pumpkin with some lollies and all sorts in there. Squid's trick or treat game. The main thing you got to know is going to give us the name of someone on the server and whether we have to give them a trick or a treat. Over this side, it gives us the rules. So things like we're not allowed to have death or destruction pranks, but we can do other kind of pranks. Got to be unique with our trick or treat. And if I get my own name, I just put it back in the barrel up here and I redraw. I got to get it done before Halloween. Let's see what I get. I got my I got my own name. Of course I got my own name. Okay, I'll put that back in there. Let's try again. All right, so that's the person right there. What do we get? Oh, all right. We got Luma. That's a good start. Now, is she getting a trick or a treat? This is the question. Are we going to have a bit of fun or are we going to give her a nice present? Trick. All right, I get to trick Luma. I am looking forward to this. Let's go back to Halloween Town and have a think about what is this mansion. Sorry, I need to check this out. This is all like the minigame district. So, okay. Look, I love the mansion though. Is it just me or is that a stunning build? That is a stunning build if I do say so myself. So this is our gaming district that we've decided on out here. So this is going to be filled with lots of little mini games over here. There's a racetrack getting built here, boat race. I don't know what that is. And obviously we know what that one there is. So let's look forward to that one as time goes by. Here is Luma's base. It's looking absolutely stunning if I do say so myself. Look at these trees. I don't know if I've shown these yet on camera, but this is her base and she's got such gorgeous trees. These are all custom trees she's designed herself and they're just absolutely stunning. Different sizes. Oh, look, a little Christmas tree. So I've got to set up a little prank, a little Halloween prank on Luma. So what I'm going to do, let me get my redstone box out. So here's my concept. I'm going to build a little device that looks something like this. And I'm just going to have a button saying, click to receive your treat. And when she clicks on it, it's going to start this very slow clock behind it. And you're going to start seeing these items slowly drip out, just like this. It might be a little bit faster than this. It might be about this speed. I'm not quite sure yet. And what she's going to have is all of these items that she can't get access to. So she'll press a button. When she does that, a bunch of pistons are going to open and there's going to be a bunch of buttons or levers or something like that. And she's got to figure out the combination to unlock it. Meanwhile, she's going to be watching all these items get dropped into lava. Okay, these guys aren't meant to be here. So she'll just be sitting here watching them slowly burning away all her items. And she's going to be frantically trying to solve the riddle and trying to figure out what the combination is. But the combination is not going to be connected to anything. It's just going to be a bunch of levers there just to give her the opportunity to watch all these items get burned. So let me build this up properly and I'll show it to you when it's done. All right, so here's what I've made. So now when she flicks the lever, it opens up, the lava comes out, and she starts watching her items get burned. Now in this case, I'm just using some pink wool as a demonstration, but the beauty about this is I've designed it so that the redstone breaks itself. Once she's triggered this, she can't get rid of that lava, she can't do anything, she can turn it off, she can turn it on, it's just going to keep going. And the way I've done that is I've used a piston to push this into place to start the clock, and I've used the piston over here to actually break this by pushing that away, and that turns off this the bit that triggers the lava. So now that that's all reset, I can cover up the ground, and now I just need to put a little building around this so that it looks a bit prettier. So bear with me and I'll be right back. Ain't she a beauty? I'll admit this is not meant to be an award-winning build here, but I do want it to be something that's, you know, not disgusting to look at. So it's a little bit nice-ish. If she comes from her nether portal, she's going to see it straight away. And if she's anywhere else, I mean, it's going to stand out. And that's kind of the idea. I want it to grab her attention and then she'll be like, I didn't put that building there. And then she'll come over. Once she sees it, she's going to see a lever here saying, flick the lever to find your treat. And then it says, solve the combination below. And then as soon as she flicks the lever, this pops down, the lava pops out, the items start dripping, and it breaks the redstone below. So she has no problem but to panic and try and solve this non-stop. Bang, 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 bang. But of course, we know, she doesn't know, but we know that those levers, they do nothing. So I really do hope she enjoys that. But sadly, that is all I have time for today. If you think this treat is too cruel, leave a pumpkin emoji in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'm Sim. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.